Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. I am glad to see you here. If you are new to my channel, go ahead and click that subscribe button since you're already here. Hit that bell for notification. Leave a comment below. Give me a thumbs up. Let me know what you think. Okay, so last week was Miss Charlene's birthday. I'm not going to talk about how old she is, but she's getting pretty up there where she's starting to depreciate. Don't tell her I said that. Anyway, Charlene is a candy-holic. She's a chocoholic. In fact, she says that when she gets married, she wants a chocolate-themed wedding. So anyway, Atlanta was one of the cities that hosted the Candytopia event. Normally, I don't like driving into downtown, but I figured out that this was going to be in Buckhead, which is significantly not downtown Atlanta. Since Miss Charlene was not working today, I decided that I was going to treat her to this. It was to be my birthday gift to her. It's cheaper than a car. It was advertised on social media as this interactive Willy Wonka steampunk type of event. The main image showed this little kid in what looked like a bucket of marshmallows. I don't know how else to call that. And she looked like she was having fun. You know how that is, you know, that wide grin and whatever. So I'm figuring that this is going to be really interactive. Like when you go through a science museum, you get to play with all the electricity and you get to play with the displays and everything. So I figured that maybe that's going to be what this is about. But this is Atlanta. That's asking for too much. Now I've seen a couple of videos where people are going through the events and they are working with it and going to the different places. And while I did the same thing, I decided not to post that video. I wanted to give a more personal experience of what Candytopia was like. And if you want to do that, then it's fine. Your kids will like it. Being older people, it was okay. But we figured out that the candy that they would give away would be that stuff that you buy at Halloween out of the 99-cent discount bags that you don't ever buy for anybody you truly love. And it didn't disappoint me. It was just that. This is Miss Charlene and Miss Nyla's adventure at Candytopia Atlanta in 2019. Without further ado, let's get started. First thing that happened was we had to wait outside in this line, and it was like 9,000 degrees. Now I take heart medications. I hadn't taken it at that point, so I didn't suffer so much. I did have to find some shade because I didn't want to take the chance of overheating. We had the 5:45 showtime. Now I was kind of confused as to why they had the different time schedule, and I realized, one, there was a capacity for people going in, and two, they don't want you really lingering long and eating up all the free candy. So let's look at the candy that they gave out. This is a little Twizzler. What's it called? A pixie stick. I remember these when I was a kid, except they were bigger and they were plastic and they were much bigger. This is a caramel apple pops. This is something that I see when I go to Kroger's or Walmart, and it's like the day after Halloween and it's like 50 cents. I wouldn't do that to anybody. This is a little bit on the pricier side. This is the little Lint's caramels or chocolate-filled chocolates. They did not have any chocolates to give away. I was really surprised by that. Tootsie Pop. And finally, they gave out these little bracelets. Just put this bad boy on. Let's take that off. That's starting to strangle my wrist. We went into it knowing that the attraction was the interactive portion of it. We knew that. And we also knew that at the end of this little journey, there would be a candy store. You would have to go in and buy stuff. But we were okay with that. We knew that going in, and we were okay with it. This was Charlene's birthday, so whatever she wanted, this is what we would do for her. A lot of the displays were made of candy. Everything that they had, pictures and statues, were all made of candy. So that was actually pretty neat. They had pictures as well. They had Marilyn Monroe, they had Snoop, they had Prince. They had a few other people I didn't really recognize. I recognized Frida Kahlo. They also had Van Gogh's Starry Night, which is absolutely one of my favorite pictures. As we entered, they had this really big sign, Candytopia, and the way they did that was they made it feel steampunkish. Now this was going to be sort of based on Willy Wonka, and that's pretty much what they talked about. We got in, and the next room had this giant door, like, you know, you're going to open a factory and you're going to have all this waterfall of chocolate, and you're going to have this. And the room itself was very steampunkish. I did take quite a few pictures of that, and it was really interesting. It was really neat. The young lady that gave the tour was dressed up in steampunk wear, but she was relegated to that one room that she was in. So finally they opened the doors and we went into this room. It's a little hard to describe it. It actually looked like this kids playground that you would find in like those Montessori day schools or prep schools. I don't know what they are. The only thing in that room that was truly interactive was this huge flower. There were like 4 of them. If you stepped on the petal down below, you got this candy scented mist. Just, there is sort of candy, but you know, little kids loved it. So. The next room we went into was really interesting. It had all of the pictures of the famous celebrities on the walls, and it had this huge Sphinx. Looked like King Tut's head. And again, all of this stuff is made of candy. This is just really, really awesome. But we went from steampunk to children's playground to museum. So, okay, I was totally confused. From there, we had to navigate ourselves through this big trash bag like thingy. Was close together, so you had to cut through it. That was actually pretty neat. I did actually like that. But again, once we got through, there was absolutely nothing. Chocolate Factory or Willy Wonka. You got every room you had to take like 2 pieces of candy, and it was all you're supposed to take. I saw some people shoving it in their purses. Oh my God, we can't go nowhere. Finally, where we ended up was this room that actually did not have any pictures on the wall. It was sort of like an autograph wall where you can just write your name down or whatever to that effect. And on the other side, it had that marshmallow pit where you can take your shoes off and you can go in and play around in these little styrofoam marshmallows. Were they styrofoam? No, I think they were like plastic or styrofoam or some cancer-causing product. I can't remember what it was. And that's probably because Charlene and I didn't get in it. So we get to the end of the tour, we go through this door, and of course, there is this huge candy and gift section. Again, I understood this. So Charlene and I were kind of like, as you say, kids in a candy store. First up, this is what Miss Charlene got. She's got a bunch of taffy and sour balls and Pez. She didn't have a Pez dispenser. I don't even know why she has this. There's something at the bottom called toxic waste sour candy. Tasty. My bag stuck pretty close to the old-fashioned candies that I used to like when I was growing up. I got some bitter honeys, I got some Tootsie Rolls, I got some slow pokes, I got quite a bit of taffy. I'm gonna have to be very careful as I eat this because, you know, my A1Cs are kind of are kind of out of control. My cholesterol is not really good right now. So this is something that if I wanted a piece of candy, I'll just do it, you know, 1 piece per day or something like that. How can you go into a candy store without buying a little rainbow lollipops? I loved these as a kid. This little product I thought was very interesting. It says Jelly Belly Draft Beer Flavored Jelly Beans. I don't know what I'm going to do with this. I don't like beer. I think what I'm going to do is, I don't know what I'm going to do with it. So we'll just have to see. Because Miss Charlene is such a kid at heart, she got a bunch of Gold Bear Haribos. She got something called Trolls Strawberry Puffs, and they're described as high-flying, floating, fluffy, soft, and squishy cloud berries. Whatever, hunty. Some of these little sour bright crawlers, minis, whatever the heck this is. I couldn't resist this. I could not resist this. I have not seen a pack of Annihilators this big since I was about 15 years old. Back in the day, this is how they looked. And I just had a burst of nostalgia all over again. Okay, so that is the damage that we did. All came out to like $84, but again, that was okay. Charlene was enjoying herself. She had a lot of fun, and that's all that was important. So, in conclusion, was this really interactive? No, it wasn't interactive at all. It was a bunch of kids being able to jump around in a playground. Was it a fun jump around in a playground? Absolutely. The kids were just tickled pink by this, and the kids at heart were really happy for this. I mean, I was happy for it. I wish that it could have been a little bit more interactive. I wish they would have put a little more thought behind it. I like the idea of the steampunk, but once you got in and went back, there was only a picture of Gene Wilder. That was the only thing. I felt like they should have maintained that theme throughout it, or they should have did Candyland. You decide. I don't know. So if one comes to your area, I highly recommend you go, especially if you have little kids. They will have a lot of fun with this. You as an adult will just walk around, you know. But the young at heart, the young, it was a nice experience. It wasn't great. It wasn't bad. It was just kind of in between that. So yeah, I highly recommend it. But understand what you're going to see before you go. Because yes, they will give you a few pieces of candy, because the big draw at the end is the candy store. This is where they make their money. The candy store was absolutely awesome. They had so much stuff. But I highly recommend it. You really can't go wrong with candy if you're a kid at heart, or if you're an actual kid. You know, it was geared towards the younger kids. I just felt like they should have put a little more thought into it. I really like the steampunk angle. That they could have done steampunk, or they could have done Sugar Rush or something to that effect. They could do one or both. It was advertised as a Willy Wonka, but there was nothing really Willy Wonka about it. So thanks for coming along with me on this really fun adventure. I look to do more videos like this in the future, along with the Get Ready With Me makeup look. So we'll see how that goes. Until next time, until next video, this is your Cheetah Diva signing out. Your favorite jelly beans. What the heck? Thanks for stuff like this.